So a few years back, I tried waking up at 5 a.m. every day to sort of feel better about myself and respect the hustle. And for those 3 months, I think my life actually got worse. Every day in the afternoon, I would just get so tired, I'd be begging for a nap. And pretty much nothing about it made me feel more productive. The sad part is listening to hustle culture and all those productivity gurus back then actually made me give up any kind of morning routine for years. And instead, I just wake up, skip breakfast, and just start jumping into the work for the day. It wasn't until I tried to intentionally set a more realistic routine on my own terms that I realized, wow, this is actually working. Because all of a sudden I had a steady rhythm, meaning my body was waking up and getting tired at pretty much the same time every single day. Having a morning routine also gave me time to set a bunch of healthy habits that I could really stick to and also improve my systems. It helped me ease into a great flow for the rest of the day, which actually felt more productive. Morning routines don't have to be complicated. And honestly, the best one is just the one that you can stick to. Mine's pretty simple and takes me less than an hour every morning. So let me break down my morning routine for y'all. By the way, I'm Chris, and earlier this year, I quit my job as a product manager at Microsoft with no backup plan. Even though it used to be my dream job, I realized I care more about carving my own path outside the 9-to-5. These days, I'm working on my own business while also sharing useful things I've learned on my journey along the way. Like how the right morning routine doesn't mean waking up earlier than anyone else, but instead waking up at a time that works for your needs. For me, that means going to bed around 11:30 at night and waking up at 7:30 every morning. And this was a much better sleep schedule than when I used to go to bed at 10 and try and wake up at 5 in the morning. Plus, it always feels really nice waking up to natural light. So then I'll do my business, brush my teeth, and wash up a bit to wake up and feel refreshed. Recently, I started getting more into skincare, and I usually have a 5-step routine at night, but for the mornings, I keep it simple with just cleanser, serum, and SPF moisturizer. Honestly, I think it's helped a lot with making my eye bags look smaller and just making me look less tired in general. And based on what I've read, a lot of skincare is also meant to be preventative. So hopefully it'll prevent some of those dark spots as I get older and hopefully less wrinkles too. So after skincare, I'll take a few seconds just to make my bed. I actually started doing this back in college when I saw that my roommate was doing it every single morning. And he told me about how helpful it really was for him. I also remember seeing this video on YouTube a long time ago about a Navy SEAL admiral. And I think he was sharing some really great reasons for doing your bed as well. Like how accomplishing one task, like doing your bed, makes it easier to do the next task in the day. Or even just teaching a small lesson on how doing the little things right really matter. I think this is all super helpful, and it's also just great being organized and seeing a made bed every single time I go into my room. So after making my bed, I'll get dressed and head downstairs to make some breakfast. And actually, I used to skip breakfast every day back when I didn't have a morning routine because I thought it'd just be easier to eat 2 meals a day. Plus, I thought it maybe help me lose weight too and stay more fit. But funny thing is, once I started eating breakfast consistently again, I actually felt like I was more healthy and more fit than I've ever been. And part of it is probably because I started eating 3 meals a day, but having smaller meals every single meal. This also helped me feel less sluggish during the day. So these days for breakfast, I'll usually eat something kind of quick like yogurt and granola bowl or just a breakfast bar. And it's also been really nice pairing it with hot tea for that relaxed zen vibe. And I also start taking supplements every morning since it's hard to get all the nutrients you need when you're having a mostly Western diet. Right now I'm taking a multivitamin to help with this, also a pre/probiotic blend to help with gut health, and ashwagandha for that stress management. It's also much easier to remember taking these supplements because I used to forget all the time, but now I just eat it after breakfast and I never miss a single dose. So breakfast has been really enjoyable and takes up most of my morning routine, but my favorite step is actually after breakfast when I can take just 10 minutes for some silent meditation. I actually grew up Buddhist and have been going to temple ever since I was a kid. And my dad was also the first one to teach me how to meditate since he actually used to do it for like hours every day, which always sounded super insane to me. But luckily, he always said that just doing it even 10 minutes a day has a lot of great effects, especially with helping your mind rest and refocus. And after doing it for the last few months, consistently every single morning, the difference has been really obvious. I'm really able to start my day a lot more focused and in the present, which also helps me bring a more calm approach to all the different challenges that pop up throughout the day. So now instead of frantically worrying about all these different things I have to do, it's a lot easier to just take it as it comes. I talk a bit about how meditation has really helped me overcome burnout in my other video. So check that out if you're curious about other ways meditating can help you. All right, so the last of my morning routine, and probably the most important one, is setting aside a minute to read my personal manifesto. And I know it might sound like a little cringe or like productivity guru-esque, but to me, this one made a lot of difference. So you can call it your manifesto or your mantra, a code, or whatever you need to. But the most important thing here is to write down everything you want to remind yourself of during the day. Because if you're trying to make some meaningful change in your life, like wanting to become a more patient person, or wanting to spend more time with your family, or trying to bring more gratitude into your life, it's really easy to tell yourself in the beginning that you want to do it and that it'll just happen eventually. But it's much harder to consciously do all the right actions during the day to really make it happen. Part of my manifesto is to remember that happiness as a concept is very fleeting, and a deeper sense of peace can be found through gratitude and presence, which has been tough since I'm naturally a very goal-oriented person and I'm always looking to the future and trying to plan something. So just taking a minute to read and remind yourself of your personal manifesto can help set the intention for your day, and also primes your brain to recognize those opportunities to take small actions during your day that really add up to achieving your goals. So my favorite quote from Atomic Habits is actually, "The process of building habits is the act of becoming yourself." Setting a morning routine is basically a way of creating multiple healthy habits all at once. And after months of doing this, it really does start feeling more automatic. You don't have to do all the same things that I do, but having some type of personalized morning routine pretty much supercharges the rest of your day. And it always feels great knowing that even if you end up having a really bad day afterwards, you were able to accomplish some useful things in the morning for yourself. Let me know if you think there are other super important steps for a morning routine that you might have. Curious to see what other people out there also do. Thanks for watching till the end. See you next time.